Welcome to the Idea Committee meeting of September 17th. I'm calling this meeting to order at 6:01. So first, we can consider any requests of a committee member to attend the meeting remotely. I don't believe we have any requests for that. So we should move on to roll call. Yeah. Okay. Committee member Heitzman. Absent. Chair Gordon here. Committee member Cohn.
Here.
Committee member Merck.
Here.
Committee member Dennis.
Here.
Vice Chair Zolkowski.
Here.
All right, so moving on to approval of the agenda. And are there any motions to and not, can I get a first and a second to adopt the agenda as it stands? First,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next, moving on to the minutes approval for meeting on August 20th. First, any requests for changes, edits? If not, can I get a first and a second to approve the Idea minutes of August 9th, 2025?
Okay.
All right. Any opposed? Any opposed? All right. Moving on. So next up on the agenda is old business, starting with the Idea plan update. Can we have a staff report, please?
Sure. We had the liaison meeting yesterday. Just with the usual things to update the rest of the committee on how that went. Councilmember Davis and Mayor Lentz are very pleased to see the work that's been put forth by the committee and first drafting the mission, vision, and principles. They didn't really have anything further to add as far as work plan, but they really wanted to emphasize it, the Idea Committee, when this goes to the council in October, at the October 2nd meeting, to be present, every member, if possible.
It is the second, the date, okay.
October 2nd.
Yeah. Moving,
That's all right.
but I think might be one of the only items on that agenda.
Short meeting, hopefully. It's on Thursday.
It's on a Thursday at
Okay.
6:30.
6:30.
For the PTO meeting at 6.
Oh, wow.
I'm not on the PTO, but there might be other parents.
I see.
And it's also the Jewish Day of Atonement.
On October 2nd.
Yeah. So and around 6:30 is like right before you break the fast.
Well, let us know if you can make it or not. The presentation, we could start planning the presentation, I guess, because most of it is just. Did everybody want to participate and like? Maybe present a piece of the work plan?
I mean, certain ones, we have pictures from past years that we can show them, like, and like articles in the Star that have run already. I think that was the first item. The age-friendly spotlight that ran last month, and then for this coming month, October issue, we have a lot of pictures that were taken yesterday at the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. Further shows the committee that Idea exists and a little bit more about how they can get involved if they so choose when we meet, things like that. And then yeah, the day of service from last year. The Diwali event, like we have pictures that we can put into some kind of PowerPoint if you like, and you guys can take turns
Yep.
If you want to speak to certain, part of the work plan, could be one. Depending on who's gonna be there.
I'm not
Who's
sure I
regular.
wanna, I just don't wanna talk.
Okay,
Okay, so it's not like I can, just
yeah,
would rather not.
walls apart and stuff.
No, I did, you know, I'm not saying it's not a great idea, I just, it's not something that. It's not my cool thing. And we need somebody to showcase the poster.
Oh, yeah,
and the
we'll have
contents
it
of that.
on the wall, probably tacked up. Or maybe on a slide. Yeah, on a slide, so everyone in the audience can see it on the, director's seat.
And then we'll go through the work plan as well.
Yeah,
And this is like for approval, for feedback, why are we doing this?
it is for, it's a formal
It's-
like adoption or
It's
approval,
like receive and approve.
receive and approve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like things that are really, like presentations to be really brief, so.
Yeah, not too.
I can work with you guys to like put together an outline for the deck and
Alright,
you can just like, we can tag people in. Like, just let us, so maybe send an email if you can attend and if you're willing to speak. And I will take whatever, it's.
Well, I think I'm able to attend and willing to speak as long as I do have the day
Yeah.
before,
Mhm.
so that I know what I'm talking about, at least to some extent.
Yeah.
I can attend, I think it's fair for you guys to talk because you have the history. I just joined, so I don't think it's fair for me to have necessarily too many opinions there.
Can we then maybe work offline to have a draft ready by like next Wednesday? Is that reasonable for you guys?
Yeah.
And you guys then will have a week to
Yeah,
check your email. And we'll see if Quita can participate as well.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not against it, but I have not had any inputs other than talk about the mission statement and.
Well, if we wanted, I don't know how we wanna, we'll see how we wanna break up the work plan, but if you wanted to talk about the
The last
workshop.
item, yeah,
Okay.
the mental health month.
But you mean to propose it for next year?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I guess just, yeah. Are we gonna do one for Christmas or we're gonna?
It
move
is on the work plan, but I think that I wasn't able to attend last month's meeting, so I did text it, but I don't know how much conversation was brought up about it, but I was thinking that would probably be better done like with the Festival of Lights in
Uh-huh.
collaboration,
Uh-huh.
rather than like standalone event.
Okay,
Us.
okay.
So it's not on the work plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to share too a little bit, and Carol, maybe you can offer some thoughts on the
Yeah.
meeting yesterday. I thought it went really well. They were, it felt similar to the liaison meeting that we had. They're like really excited by the work. They're encouraging us to. Well, I think actually, let me back up. One interesting outcome is that Carol and I are gonna meet with the city attorney to understand like,
Yeah.
what are the guardrails on like, are there things that we should be concerned about talking about or doing like in the current landscape? But I felt like the direction that we got from Mayor Lentz and Councilmember Davis was like, until you hear otherwise, full steam ahead. And that this work is important and.
Lentz was really happy about the Martin Luther King thing, you know, and that even though we don't have. I thought we don't know what it looks like exactly, but that we were going to use principles. And he thought that was cool, and I think personally it was cool too. And Madison, I was surprised also, because she was less, her comments last time, they were negative, but. You know, they said like, where's the beef sort of, you know, where's the meat of the conversation, right? So I thought it was good, and Jeremy was supportive, I thought, yeah. Cause I brought up, what do we have to be concerned about? I think that it's not. I think we need to be concerned, not from a paranoid perspective, but to be informed. And there is a small degree of looking over our shoulder these days for anything that's in the public sector. And so I asked, was there anything that's been talked about in city council that would impact some of the conversations that we had here? That we could just know to steer around or whatever it is, give me some guidelines here. And they didn't know, but they suggested we talk to the attorney, which is Wanville. Sort of came around there. But I do agree, it was, they were very respectful and thought it was a good idea and encouraged. We brought up that we should really be interacting more with the other heads of the committees, because personally I don't really know what they do, or what they need, or if I call into a meeting, it's sort of hit or miss, etc. So we thought that it would be good if we created some kind of relationship with at least the chair of the various volunteer committees to have a sense of what they're doing and etc. Because I know we all volunteered to go on an ad hoc basis, but if you don't know really kind of what they're doing and the flow of things, I think it's really hard to, at least for me anyway, to manage my willingness to participate on whatever level. So that's kind of also happening behind the scenes, not to make work for anybody, but by the way, but just for informative purposes.
Well, I did put my name down, but I have not took the first step to reach out to, I think, to
Yeah, I
reach out to the art committee.
Mhm. I think, city manager.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay,
I don't.
so we're waiting for his
Yeah.
first step.
Yeah, 'cause I think that was something that we talked about, was that like the nature of this committee is we are in a position to offer like guidance or opinions, but we need to be brought in, whereas like other committees might be like more explicit of what their work is, right? And like how we could partner.
Yeah, so the city manager, Dennis, is gonna be providing a lot of introductions via email, I think.
Yeah.
He's also gonna be collecting a lot of like documents for people to also share.
Yeah.
So this is really great, because I think there's gonna be a lot of collaboration, but also like borrowing best practices from different commissions and committees. I've already seen it, like they have this, Park and Rec has this onboarding packet. I'm like, ooh. I think that's beautiful.
That's a good thing, because
Yeah,
I
great.
didn't, when I came, I had to buttonhole Mayor Lentz, not in a bad way, but he has those meetings, once a week and stuff, and just says, give me some background and help me understand stuff. And,
Once a month.
yeah, so I think it's not a bad thing.
Okay, so. The word, I didn't.
October 2nd.
Yeah.
It's a very late agenda. It could be a good thing or bad thing for us. So we can talk about it for hours.
Well, in a way, it's good for me, just because of kind of the flow of my life that's early in the month as opposed to kind of late in the.
Okay, anything else on the work plan?
Well, I do want to talk about the October 4th, because that's on our work plan, right? Right?
October, oh, Day in the Park.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah, so
Oh,
how,
that's a separate, agenda.
that is okay, no, I'll hold it.
I think this is just about the like general.
Okay, that's fine.
Any updates on, so I think we're all set on that? Okay. So then next is notable dates, which includes Day in the Park, but first we can do, a report out on the lab event.
Yeah. So over 200 people attended that. Raphael is, kind of floored by all the people. He had to close the restaurant because everyone that works for him was down at the park. He had people knocking on the door and turn off the light, he said too, because he had to leave to go and make more food about midway through. And people were very willing to wait though. They knew that he was there to offer it and was very generous in doing so.
And delicious.
And delicious.
Very good.
Yeah, and there was even a resident that made cookies and tres leches cake that all went
Oh,
really
wow,
quickly.
sweet.
Yeah, and so they brought their own folding table and tablecloth and made it look really nice and festive. And Victoria Vargas did that.
I'm gonna have pictures of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna show, I was thinking, I have pictures that I posted up onto Facebook and Instagram. I can put you, and there's also some video as well, but let me just
Didn't really
scroll.
enjoy it, yeah.
Hmm?
Didn't really enjoy it.
Oh.
Whenever in a video, I'm like.
Okay, let me just, I need to share screen here. Gosh, where am I? Where's? I am not here. Okay, let me close out the participant. There it is. I'm like, I've used before. Okay, so. Quit sharing. Sorry. Share. Oh, sorry, I didn't share the audio. One sec. Okay, big time. So Raphael did hire a band to play. It was
Oh, wow.
oh, I don't need oh, it's so loud. Okay, there we go.
Weather too.
It was really nice weather. There was but get to other.
It's kind of blinking now.
Oh, is it? Sorry about the
That's good.
share. But
Anyways, good.
yeah,
Two.
all together.
Can we, so for this though, because, you know, we brought up the acknowledging him through the
Mhm.
council, does that require a motion? I don't know, what do you think, Alex, does it require a motion, or? How do we do that?
Well, there is gonna be an appreciation, volunteer appreciation.
On the 18th.
Yeah, on October 18th, maybe, I was gonna bring it up to the staff first.
Okay, so can we put it in your hands and,
Yeah. 'Cause I think
Is he invited to that lunch, Ellen?
No,
No.
but maybe we could do something special that day for him and he could be invited, and we could feed him instead of him. But,
Maybe deliver a dessert and like a flag of recognition to his business.
I think plaque is a cool thing. Other than lunch, I mean, it's good too, but that's my suggestion, so maybe you run with it and let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might be happy to be cooked for once.
Well,
I know. Yeah. Alright, like to get started with the budget. Yeah, today delivered the donation. There was a privilege box on the table to flyer with a picture appreciating him for the event, and there was a total of 700. Yeah, dropped that off earlier today.
It was he?
That's
And he was, yeah, he didn't think it was like that much. I mean, we all saw the cash. You actually take it out to count. It's like, oh my goodness. So,
for him.
And
Yeah.
it's like a good.
And this is the first time that you've done this?
yeah,
It's nice,
Mhm.
that's really great.
yeah,
Of course, you know, we could have had fog and it could have been 55 degrees, but that was beautiful, the stars aligned.
yeah. And I think we'll keep the decorations up for a little bit, because it's Hispanic Heritage Month until October 15th. But if they want me to take it down for a day in the park, I'd try to.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, a lot of new faces too.
Good job for your support of them, good,
Mhm.
I know you were running around like crazy.
Right.
I think next time we could have more volunteers and to help.
I think- Yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
the volunteer service team will be More. integrated into events like this.
Thank you. Okay, day in the park.
How's the science going?
No, sorry. I think I sent that out now. I will send it out.
You did send it out.
Yeah, results.
Oh.
That's what I was, there was something.
I'm like, oh no.
No, you did it, you sent it.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like,
right.
like,
I haven't looked back at it. What is it? Sheet?
I don't know
Yeah,
what it
here.
was.
So it's a doodle.
Oh, it's a doodle. Okay, maybe you can pull it up faster than I can. Cyan. No, I take it?
Unfortunately, you say that they. It's a. Basketball tournament day for my son in Reno. And you'll be busy.
What club does he play for?
Well, this one is the Dragons, it's a tournament. An Asian American tournament.
Cool.
Does he
But
play for
yeah.
Asian American League?
Huh?
He plays for the Asian American League?
I don't even know what it's called. The tournament itself isn't in Reno.
Reno.
By Sacramento.
Wow.
Sacramento.
I even know the info. Just telling you, look, I did that yesterday, I thought I was gonna die. I didn't wait. Well, I got up at 5, and did a car and drove 3+ hours up north. So the traffic was great, but getting up at 5 and driving is my idea of a time.
Well, sometimes those basketball games start at like 8 a.m.
I know. So I don't know.
Okay, so we have Carol
They're,
in the morning. Carol likes to be there early.
they're looking.
9 a.m. Be there. And then Alex and Maria from 11.
So I signed up at 11, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
I thought I
you
signed
did.
up. That's for October, no,
And then
October
Kate
4th.
does,
Okay.
I won't know my
Okay.
availability until the week off.
1 to
Also
it
due
ends
to
at
that.
2.
Yeah, we find out Thursday evenings when the
Yeah.
game is.
Yeah.
Oh, this Thursday?
No, for
Oh, okay.
day in the park. So
Uh-huh.
we know our schedule like Thursday before the weekend, and that's when our games are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll know like the day before when I can be there.
Okay,
Hopefully, I hope to attend.
yeah, that's fine. We can fill this out then.
And how long does it run? Till 2? 3?
Till 2.
2.
I think it says 3 now. Where have I seen 3 in the agenda?
Hmm?
Did you send that?
Three.
It says 3.
But people usually just.
Yeah, they,
Consumption.
based on, I think, wind patterns, they shortened it
And
to,
which vendors do you have signed up this
Put
year?
me down for 9 o'clock.
okay,
Um,
think then,
and it's 2 hours.
yeah, as long as we can, I'll be there too. I don't know, I don't know what can add these. Ooh.
So it's 9 to 11, 11 to 1, and 1 to 3. So it makes sense that it's a 2-hour shift.
Oh, okay.
Oopsies. Oh, wait, I'm getting your emails backwards. This is you, right, Anna? Okay. Great. And then Maria, Masha, when you know.
So you'll probably need someone from 1 to 3.
Yeah.
There's only one person, not 1 to 3.
Or 1 to 2.
1
Yeah.
to 2. I'll try to be there. I'll let you
Okay.
know.
All right. What do you want to do there? Do we talk about what's happening at the booth? Besides the poster that will be displayed.
That's what I went like last year.
Yeah, we had the
They
survey.
That survey, and they had this
Mhm.
thing, and the kids all liked it, that sort of like.
Yeah, it was like a spin the
Spin the wheel,
wheel.
get a prize,
Mhm.
stuff like that, that was donated things. and-
Yeah.
And in previous years, we've also used it as like a campaign for United Against Hate or like, would take pictures or. So any
This will be
campaign.
right after the council meeting. Do we want to display our work plan?
Well,
Let people know what's
coming up. Should we have flyers for the short film?
Oh, yeah, the short film festival makes sense, because that's at the end of the month. Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Maybe have like paper printouts, but not super big of the work plan, so if people wanna see it, they can.
Yeah, not like
I don't know how important it
But
is.
why can't we do something, call it like upcoming events?
Right, I'm saying
Yeah, yeah.
advertise the bigger events, but
Yeah.
then just.
yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay. Fine, so then-
Can we use some of our budget tech candy? So people are-
Mm-hmm.
we can try to do like from different places on there.
World market. Okay. They're not too good amount. Yeah, we'll just have a small amount. They don't have to spin a wheel, or should we get the wheel back?
Oh, that was fun for
Yeah.
the smaller kids,
Mhm.
because that was like, everyone likes the weird stuff, I don't think the adults and stuff really cared one way or the other. But if there's gonna be a sort of a merch kind of giveaway, you can think about some way to do that.
People love the stickers.
Yeah,
People love the stickers.
the
Can we do
picture.
the like the selfie photo frame again?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Vision to an.
The We Are Brisbane.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's a good one.
I have the cutout that I can write help me for us. It just says we are Brisbane hashtag.
Oh, I think that's great.
Mhm.
I think that's great.
Oh, can we also do the quasi like Betsy? Cause like the money goes to our program.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can have some things for sale.
Or just a QR code and people can buy it on their own.
Yeah, we've
I
got
think
coupons, but we've never actually had merch there,
Yeah, it
really.
wasn't merch last year.
So we can just bring the things that we have, the hats and the stickers.
So,
Mm.
You mean as giveaways or as
to
purchase?
sell,
To them.
but how do we sell like?
I don't think we could.
I don't think, it was a pretty it was pretty free flowing
Mhm.
last year, so I'm not sure. At least in the morning, there wasn't that much, there's more like about setup stuff in that. Maybe just a coupon.
Yeah, I
I
think
love
maybe maybe we can do similar to previous years, just like a big, like a whiteboard or a, big poster board or whatever, and just have a like, what does inclusion mean to you or something? Like what is like what's something like link it to the principles that of the idea committee and say like what do these mean to you? How do you want to see these in Brisbane? And if they write on it, then they can get a 15% off best
Mhm. Okay.
and some. And then they're like engaging and at least reading what the principles are.
Mhm.
Good idea.
Right.
Yeah, so having just like a well, so like what do they mean to you? Like how would you want to see this showing up and like how would you want to see this in action in Brisbane? Our work plan is full for this year, but we were told not to overcommit to events by the mayor.
I don't wanna work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, so moving on to the United Against Hate Film Festival.
That's another item on the hard plan.
Is that in October 25th?
It's Saturday. And we did touch on this yesterday with the liaisons, and they suggested, what about having it somewhere on the ridge, like at Mission Blue? You know, we just.
Mission Blue is a great venue
Yeah.
for that and spacious. And
Mhm.
do they have availability for that day?
I need to check on that, if that's what.
I
you wanna
think,
try.
I think
Mission Blue?
that's a really good venue.
Okay.
And is there an alternative if it's already booked?
City Hall,
City Hall?
Council Chambers.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe there.
And we had it a couple years ago.
And how big is it? Like how many people can it fit and how well attended is the festival usually?
Well, we had 30 people or so
Mhm.
come for that
And
inaugural
the,
year.
no, like the chamber is big enough for something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mission Blue might be. I mean, if we were like half of the space, then like,
Are we
the whole
gonna-
entire space. I mean,
Will we be serving refreshments? Is that in the budget?
We had popcorn last time and
yeah, it was so great.
drinks, sodas,
Mhm.
waters. We could do that, we can do the same.
Yeah, soda?
We have drinks, but it's not
I just
some
remember the popcorn.
water or whatever.
Do you want to see any of the films or know what they're about so far? As these are films that were on our Engage platform that residents suggested be
I'd
shown.
like to know what they were about.
Okay.
What the purpose, so is our theme United Against Hate, or is that just what you did before and that's what we're doing now?
Yeah, so the festival kind of came about because of the United Against Hate campaign, and they had on their website a lot of different ideas for communities to try during the week of United Against Hate Week. This is on the very last day of the week, it's the 19th to the 25th, and Short Film Festival was one of them. So that's how this came about. Let's see, this film that was suggested is about using, well, it has different age groups on this site. I guess it's pslearningmedia.org. I could go 9th through 12th grade. We did have a few teenagers in the group. We didn't have like an age cutoff or minimum age requirement. So just to be inclusive and show things that others would want to see too with their parents. So using AI responsibly is the video that was suggested. And I guess there's a couple. So these are from the BritainDA.org /engage platform. And if we go back, this is where people voted on, this is what it looked like in 2023. Just really flat. So we have faith, can spread out. And Ashley, who is a former IDEA committee member who emceed the event. So you see the birthday fans against hate in the background. That was like on the program too. So teaching tolerance to preschoolers was one, how social media algorithms create echo chambers, and these final hours. So I have, let's see, these films are between 7.
About tolerance of the very youngest children in school. The lessons are certainly not new, but in some communities, they're taking on a new urgency and relevance in the wake
We're
of
not going to
deep
watch them right now, but I can send you links to each of them, each of the 3, and then you can tell me. Last time we did this, we did have IDEA community members and staff, submit ideas, and the group watch them together.
Cause our next meeting is October
Right,
15th.
it's kind of right.
It's
It's
too
the
close.
event, subcommittee on this.
You should.
Yeah, we haven't set any meeting, but I think. If we say, let's say, if we could submit our own, like, committee entries. Can we meet October 1st, Wednesday? As a events committee? And make the selections there.
Event committee, so that's Anna, right, Masha?
I cannot do the first or the second. I mean, I can do early on the first, but like before
Mhm.
dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Wednesday.
Yeah. I unfortunately on that day I cannot do like I can do 4 to 5, but not past that.
Can we
Because
do-
we're getting ready for a big dinner and then going into a fast.
October 2, there's a council meeting.
Right, are we all need to be in that?
Should we meet after that?
What time is the council meeting?
6:30.
Before that, but after won't work for me.
Do you wanna meet like 5?
On the second.
But how about 5 on October 2nd? Or is that too much time?
I won't be I won't be available that day, the 2nd.
Yeah.
Are we gonna meet?
And we can meet also via Zoom. If we-
Yeah, I was about to ask, I
If
think,
we have everybody's address of where you'll be zooming from, we could. meet
Yeah.
Via Zoom.
yeah, that would work.
Friday morning, Zoom.
Friday the 3rd?
Yeah, that works for me, Zoom.
It depends on, it really depends on the time. I usually have,
Well, this is just.
I usually have business meetings. I have one at 6.
This is the event subcommittee though. You're on the policy subcommittee.
What?
This is the event subcommittee.
I know, but if you need. Yeah, okay, no, it's okay, but don't count me in then,
Thank you.
'cause I have work times.
Yeah, I also have I have a workshop, but I think it's 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., 10 to 12. And then, is it morning or afternoon? And I also have clients.
October 6th, Monday.
Mhm.
9.
No,
9 a.m.
Mondays are usually hard for me. I see clients, so Mondays.
7.
I can do the 7th, early in the morning.
9 a.m.?
Or, yeah, I can do,
27 is a Tuesday.
mhm. Yeah, I can do that. I have that day off.
October 7, 9 a.m. Zoom.
Okay.
You can send it to my personal email. I think you have that. Marsha.com 7.
Okay. 9 a.m. And then for all of us, our internal deadline to submit would be 10/5, 10/5? Or no? October 1st? Let's submit everything by, so 1 week, having 1 week for us to review the shorts, be okay? The night subcommittee? Well, 7 days, okay. So everybody turn in all of the things, all of their submissions by 10, October 1st, and then October 7th, so we're as a group, so.
Sounds good. I'll send out these links shortly. Check one.
So when we submit, are you gonna put it also on Engage so people can see, or? But that will be at the landing page for all of.
Well, if you have an account, you can vote on which films you like, and so,
Oh, I
but
see.
it just.
I
I
mean,
have to.
maybe some extra work, but you can make a poll, like a survey,
Mhm.
or like question, okay, what's your favorite? I don't know, 1, 2, 3, or.
A doodle.
There are also type of survey forms, if you just put them as names, so that assumes we have seen them and we vote for something. Would that help to make the process easy?
Yeah, let's do like a Google Sheet or something.
There's quite a few, Typeform and, there's a few others.
Okay. I'll do a quick survey regarding just those 3, right?
Well, no, I mean, maybe once we,
Oh,
once
at the
everything
end.
gets submitted,
October 2nd, we missing that.
Okay.
like, even if all the submissions go in, I don't know that's gonna be. And if they get all listed and then everybody votes, okay, what's your favorite? I don't know, 1, 2, 3, or however many get chosen.
Yay or nay.
Yeah, and then gives you the final results.
Okay.
I mean, that might kind of, then it doesn't, we almost don't have to meet on October 7, or we could meet. But it's, it could give you
Mhm.
ahead of time. Whatever people think. Or do you think it's gonna be more work because now you have to chase everybody, hey, can you vote? And
No, because you guys will just do it. It'll be fine.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you to the event subcommittee for taking the lead on that, and then we can add it to the October agenda to. Great. Okay, so moving on to new business, there's the flag display.
Well, we just attached the latest. This was a agenda report back in 2023 when the flag policy was established, and
I'll share it on the same.
just wanted to revisit this with the group. Partly because there was a communication received via our city website asking if, asking or wondering why the Ukrainian flag is being flown. We just wanted to let the IDEA committee members know this has been brought up, and so if there's, we wanted to ask the committee whether or not you guys wanted to look into the flag policy deeper, review it, create edits to our current flag policy.
Did you know that there was a schedule too on our idea page of the 2025 flag display? Do you want to look at that together and see if there's anything that idea committee would like to change? Yeah, let me set up. So on the idea page on the bottom, the link is this afterward. So we have, this was in the packet, the flag display schedule, so I can pull up. So you can see City Hall, pole, and then the community park has the 3. So the one in the middle being for the US flag and then the Ukraine flag, and then the California state flag on the left. And the, well, it changes depending on the month, but mostly the progress flag is there on the right side. That was another comment that was received from a resident regarding the progress flag. Didn't think that it needed to be up all the time, but made sense in June. We have had comments about the Juneteenth flag too, because in February, I guess we have changed it. Yeah, it used to fly in February, and so because of the comment to only fly it in June, this is seen only in June now.
I mean, I think if I recall, the Ukraine flag predated the development of policy, and so sort of this policy created for like the Asians Against Hate flag in particular. So candidly, I do wonder why the Ukraine flag has been up for so long. Like, I know why we don't have a Palestinian flag, if the city council hasn't made a statement about it, but I do wonder if there's a like time limit for how long that should be up, because there are any number of causes that we could be supporting. And I think if I recall, also one of the challenges was that like we don't have, there isn't like a room with a bunch of flags already. So it's quite a process to like introduce a new flag, but if people only want flags up for 1 month, then maybe it would behoove us to figure out like what other groups or months, have already had proclamations made that we might want to proactively think about having a flag to change it up. I don't know where other people stand on that.
They're mentioning that proclamation.
Okay, that's a good aside. So the proclamations. Partly because it takes a lot of time during city council meetings. One thing we wanted to do, or was proposed to do by the mayor, was to move the proclamations from awards and recognitions or awards and presentations to consent calendar. So in that way, like people do not have to accept the proclamation and have a whole 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 20 minutes to accept the proclamation, read the proclamation, take a picture. So just for efficiency's sake, they made that into consent. And the proclamation itself will be part of the packet. But not to say there won't be any communication or social media or other campaigns around those notable dates, but in terms of the city council, they just didn't feel like it was the best way to capture our audience per se about those notable dates. So that's now going to be part of the consent calendar.
We do have a Brisbane flag.
Yeah.
Good fun. So it's an alternative that we have readily.
Yeah, I mean, I get again, just personally, candidly, it's hard for me I'm trying really hard in this conversation to put myself as someone who sees the progress flag and is ugh, gross. Because I'm really proud that we have it, but that is not the role of this committee. Is not necessarily to stand in progressive values, but it's to make sure that everyone in the community feels included. So what does the policy do to help those that might not? I think it's good that we're able to say this is the policy and this is why it's up there. But if the policy isn't saying it's going to be up there all the time, then I think maybe we need to think about how long flags are flying.
So what is the progress? I'm gonna be ignorant and say, what is the progress flag?
Oh, it's like the pride flag, but with the transgender color.
Oh.
And it became the Progress 2 flag. And so that's what they felt did not represent. Should I just read his? I'll just read this comment. I have been living in Brisbane since the fall of 2022, and I still do not understand why there is a political flag flying the new Progress flag all year long. As a gay man, I am totally against this and do not understand why this political messaging is up every single day. Is this really what the people who live here want, or just a bunch of radicals who control the flags and push a radical agenda? I'm fine with the traditional gay pride flag during Gay Pride Month, but that's it. Can you help me understand?
Interesting.
Yeah, not what I thought would be sending.
Yeah. And so I responded just saying, thank you for your message. The pride flag was first raised in 2019, and because of the immense amount of positive feedback, it was never taken down. The city's IDEA committee maintains the flag display schedule. If you want to contact the committee, you can do so and then I linked our website to do so. And he said, well, the new Progress flag that you are flying is not the gay pride flag, and it sends a political message promoting an ideology that is offensive to a lot of people. And he said, thanks for the link. And I just said, thank you for the feedback. Our intent was to be inclusive.
Person has some interesting.
Yeah, he did not submit a comment, otherwise we would have had that as part of the packet.
Or is it possible it's someone that prefers to live a normal life and I live life the way I want? I'm not asking for too much attention, so don't make it such a political thing. Is it possible that could be
Yeah.
So sometimes people want to live their lives and it doesn't have to be a political topic the way, and I mean, misunderstandings, obviously no one intended to do anything wrong here. But just when we think,
You know, we do, if you run the flag, is this year, 2025? Is that the schedule you have up here? So if you
Yeah.
have a flag like that all year round, and you take a look at all the other ones that are here, it's the US flag and the California flag. It makes a pretty strong statement in terms of
All year round.
if visible is value, then the US flag is up all the time, and then the progressive is all the time. Now, I'm not voting one way or the other, whether it should or shouldn't, it's just that people will think, well, gee, you know, here's the US flag, and then here's the progress flag, and that's flying the same time, right? I think, anyway, so that's just something to consider. I'm not saying yes or no to the progress flag. I can see how people may have issues. And maybe the consistency of the message is something that can be toned down, not the principle of it, but not that it's here all the time. Right, like this guy, I think the guy's right. We're making a political statement. It's right up there with the United States flag, etc. So that's, I think he has a point, whether you believe it or not. And that's the only thing I'd like to say is I don't think we should get rid of it, but maybe we don't need to have it every month.
We can make maybe more of a statement if it's only during June or Pride Month rather than.
Well, I'm not the person to ask only because I don't know the ramifications of Pride months and whether it has to do with, frankly, transgender folks, etc. I just don't know that answer. I don't know if anybody else does, but to me, it seems logical that it be bunched with that sort of LGBTQ. I don't know if that handles trans or not, but that might be logical. If we wanted, if you like, not like what I said, but if you wanted to not have this progress flag with the statement that it says every single month with the same value, that optics are important for people.
The flags are very sensitive.
Yeah, it's the same with Ukraine. I
Going
mean, it doesn't,
Very-
the Ukraine thing is it's sensitive,
Yeah.
and we could think of others that are sensitive too.
So it's an administrative policy, so it is able to be adjusted by administration and city manager. We don't have to necessarily just make it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's an issue with the policy, the flag policy. I think the issue is that there's no end date on the policy. And these feel like two different, like the policy, I don't think that necessarily the like policy needs to be revisited. I think that there needs to be like an addendum of like, and then it's up for this amount of time, and when it's not up, then it's the raising flag. And maybe there is some proactive work that we can do if we have a budget to look at what other proclamations the city council has already made. That we can, because I also think that like, if you see, I mean, I don't know if there's like a Latin or Hispanic here. I mean, I don't think we have, I don't know if we have, no, not a Mexican flag, because that's not the only
Right.
country, but like, I mean, is there a flag that we can be, was there a proclamation? Is there a flag that we can be flying for that?
A proclamation seems more appropriate.
Well, because part of the flag policy is that like there has to be a proclamation. So I'm saying we could sort of like reverse engineer it to see like what have there already been proclamations for that we could then honor with a flag.
What was the intention for this? Because you were on the flag committee, right, when we did that? Was the intention for it to be a political statement?
The intention was that a community member asked if we could have a Asians Against Hate flag, and the city council was like, we don't know. Why doesn't the idea committee make the policy? And so it was just so that when it was done as a
I
like,
hate that. I mean, that's a big, that's a steamy issue to turf it to front
Yeah,
us,
well,
people like us.
I think that the policy we made makes sense though. Except that now it seems like, so it was done as a reaction. It wasn't a proactive, let's have this in place. It was because someone brought it up and needed, and there was no policy. So I think it makes sense to revisit it now from another reaction to say, okay, there needs to be a duration. There's no, this is not like it's time bound in like how when you want the request to come in, but there's no time binding on the outside.
Would a month be the proper time or a week?
I think it would depend on what the proclamation is about. I think that maybe that's what you need to then, we need to create and or no more than 30 days or something, because like in back to Ukraine flag, there is a proclamation about Ukraine. So that like it fits within the policy, but there's no time in the policy when you take that down until someone else like requested to have another flag there, I guess. And no one is requesting more flags, they're just requesting fewer.
I'm just pulling up like the, flow chart.
Because the proclamation for Ukraine was March 3rd, 2022.
Yeah, that's right. That's a week after the war started.
When
And I don't know when it will
when did
end.
the flag go up?
It's not ending. So that war will probably go on for another couple of years.
Right.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that I think council needs to set the limitation here because we are just a volunteer organization here. And so we can say, oh, well, it should just be a month. But I think for something like this that inflames people on the good side and the bad side, depending on where you are, I think we really need some guidance here. Not from the council, not just the council saying, well, here, you take care of it and you decide. And I think it's a great thing that you get to work. But this stuff is, the world is different here from even when you work on it. And people are very touchy about just about everything, including myself. Yeah, so.
We'll talk a lot about the proclamations too. That has to be changed. It has a lot of like if there's a proclamation, then it goes, but we're not really doing that. Right? I mean,
It is a
it's
proclamation.
still a proclamation,
Yeah,
okay.
I think the proclamation was just to say like, is this something that the
That's like
city has
recognizing
condoned?
and yeah.
And then makes a recommendation to the city manager. And then would the city manager be the ultimate like decision maker of how long? Up to 30 days? Or would you like the committee to make that recommendation?
I
would say the council should do it
council.
because they're elected. The manager is not elected, nor are we. We can give our opinion, but I don't feel empowered to make decisions. I wasn't elected by the whole town.
Not administrative policy then.
Yeah, I think initially the city manager was very strong in terms of his opinion on wanting this to maintain to be an administrative policy.
Wanted this to be administrative, I see.
But we can revisit and ask the city manager, come back at the next idea committee meeting about what our options are in terms of involving the city council.
Well, it does say here that makes recommendations to the city manager to approve the request. It's a powerful, sensitive position. This represents for the art committee. I don't know if that's what everybody wants to do or thinks we should do, but
Well, that's true too. Ironically, the proclamations is approved by the mayor, not the city manager per se. Like the request, and the mayors are rotated each year, so it's up to the mayor. To whether or not he or she wants the proclamation adopted at the council meeting.
But once it's adopted, you can't like, the next year's mayor can't like renege it, can they?
Well, I think they can choose. It's kind of like, that's another complicated thing too, because it's like, it's up to the whim of the current mayor.
Maybe not renege it, but not do it again.
Or is it only good for a year? Because that would mean that there is no proclamation on Ukraine because it was in 2022.
It does always have a year
does it say
on the
that?
proclamation, like.
Yeah.
Heritage Month 2025. Right?
I guess there's no expiration date on the proclamation itself. But the stronger statement would be a resolution. And that resolution is forever until it gets either amended or
Are there resolutions related to
we did.
things that would have flags associated with it?
They did resolutions for current events like Stop Asian Hate, and we did one for Black Lives Matter.
But do they have end dates? I don't know what the
No.
city government says, the municipal code, I guess.
No, they don't have end dates.
So they're just there.
Like statements.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Black Lives Matter flag was flown for a few years. And I know that brought a lot of comments into the city manager's office. So.
Well, maybe that, I mean, I think if there was a time set to that, then it could be like, well, the Black Lives Matter flag is flown in February for Black History Month or something, like, but there's again, it's like, this is why it's being flown at this time. And then it will be taken down, and then if you want your flag flown,
you can do a
resolution. Because I think that I do remember having discussions about like, well, what if someone wanted to put a like Ku Klux Klan flag up, and we're like, well, we would never do that, and they're like, well, free speech, they could do that, and that's why we included the like resolution to be like, there has to be some sort of sign off from the city that these are values of the city.
I agree.
Should we change proclamation to resolution? So it's more, or unnecessarily.
We don't really have like Pride Month resolution.
No. But yeah, I think it does get a little lost in terms of like why it's flown in the first place when it's always there.
Well, I don't think it should always be there, other than the American flag, personally, I'll just say that. So it should, but the question is, how long is appropriate? And we could do something really generic, just say, just it's up for a month. It makes the statement, and you could maybe put it in
A lot of
star
other
and say,
cities do.
that's what it is. And then you take it down, and then without any particular order, it doesn't have to, you don't have to have it at a particular month. You can put another flag up there or so. So we can celebrate without poking sticks at people. Now, I know it's really almost impossible to get everybody to agree with everything all the time. But if we appear not to have favoritism or make a polemic about it. I think that's kind of the way to do it. It's at least my idea of it. I don't know if it's right or not, but that's what I would do. I wouldn't make the Ukraine flag being up for as long as it's been or LGBT, sorry, the LGBTQ or whatever that one is, progress. And the person has a point.
Okay.
Optics are important. And the good thing about varying the flags is that it does bring up the things that we want to do, albeit behind the scenes. So here was the idea committee, and we talk about all of those things. But if we keep varying the message, then people get to hear a different message. So it's not just one message in the idea committee, it's varying messages to see. So I think there's value in varying the message. That's what I think. And with a little bit of help, like yes, you could put on the website, you could put just a tiny little blurb in Star and say, this week's, you could say from the idea committee, we're just calling out this, or we're, however you want to do it.
So should we come back next month?
Yeah, let's talk about this again.
Yeah,
Talk
can you
about this
can you
time
connect
set.
with city manager Dennis and ask him what hit like about changing, what it would mean to change it to a resolution, and if he has a final say, and
Yeah.
what it would look like to like if a like time component should come from us, or if that's something that he would
And
decide.
I love that you have procedure, because I always like procedure, so I like that. So what question is, does it need to be tweaked?
Mhm.
I don't know enough about the way city government works. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that is that. So we can move on to any staff announcements.
Yes, the recruitment period for the idea committee and other commissions and committees is open. We have 4 of you whose seats are up, and I'll reach out and email you the current application. They're due November 5 p.m. I think
We can do a web form now on our site to invite and reply.
and the segue is one of the coordinators, the Volunteer Pathways 101. So more folks in the community know what the commissions and committees do, and inspire them and motivate them to apply for our commissions and committees, but also apply to be part of our volunteer corps. We're calling and we're launching that. It's called Brisbane Cares. So the Volunteer Pathways 101 is going to be held on October 18th, also from 10 to 1. And then, I'm sorry, 10 to 12. And after 12 o'clock, the we'll walk across the street, and the volunteer appreciation event will be in the annex, like by the trees over there. It'll be an outdoor event. So that's a volunteer appreciation day on the 18th from 12 to 2.
That's tomorrow.
No, in October.
October 18th,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a Saturday.
I'm trying to think about families.
I think it's just for the person, but we can ask, we don't know. City manager. We'll ask city manager's office.
There'll be an event bite to register for anything planned.
Yeah,
That's it.
great. Any member announcements?
Oh, I have one more actually from staff. Tomorrow in the Sunrise Room from 3 to 4, there's going to be a Got Wheels talk for those that want to learn more about the program. They've been getting a lot of inquiries from Brisbane residents And so
That's
they
good.
thought doing a presentation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we used it today.
You did.
I did, my husband did.
Yeah, they're gonna bring swag and like application forms, so it makes it easy for people to get a membership card on the spot if they would like that, so.
It's really great, it's truly great, you know, that they're on time and
Mm,
respectful, and it's just within San Mateo County, but, you know, you're limited in them, I'm not used it, but he uses it, you know, occasionally, and
mhm.
it really, really works well.
Great, nice. Testimonials.
Great. All right, well, then I will adjourn this meeting at 7:12.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Caroline.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Caroline, second day in a row, you're up to work late.
Yeah.
Your kids do okay?
Sometimes my husband, like, it's